The podcast. I'm the host, the one only. Make me know seven in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. How many times can I say in the building like a Jamaican? I got to figure out how to do that. I got to figure out how to do that. But this episode is brought to you by Safe Tire. If you need some tires, you need an oil change, you need rotation, you need anything done to your car, go over to Safe Tire Auto in Tucker, Georgia. Tell them Mike sent you from the Mad Lucrative podcast. All right, right there. Look, my clap button. I got a whole nother computer in the studio too, so I'm like, I'm figuring out new stuff. It's new. You got to learn something new. Let me shout everybody out right quick. And somebody asked me on YouTube, it said, are you going to continue to shout everybody out as soon as they hit your chat? I'm like, yes, I am. This is me showing my appreciation to you and you and you know? I almost felt like dropping the Usher joint. Baby. I ain't going to do it though. Nope. Monetization is the play. I'm just letting you know. Let's go to TikTok. Emily, was it Emily? I see Emily, I think. Emily, what up? Frederick Jackson, what up? Cedric, what up? Frederick and Cedric, yo, y'all should do a record together. I don't know if y'all are like musicians or something, but Fred and Ced like do like a back-to-back, like best of both worlds, Jay-Z, R. Kelly. It's gonna get messy. It's gonna get messy this morning. Mitchell, what up? Michelle, what up? Braden, what up? Khalid, what up? Andre, what up? Michaels, what up? Big Bobby, what up? Randy, what up? And anybody else is coming in the chat on TikTok. Look, I love y'all, but y'all not on the computer screen. So I'm talking to y'all right here, but the computer's right here. So let me go over here to IG, see you on IG. People's Lady, what up? Peter 509. And then all these other things behind you. What up? Carmen, what up? Frost Not Social, what up, big dog? I am gonna be making beats later on. I'm making beats later on, just let y'all know. But what up? I said People's Lady, what up? Mr. Doos 87, what up? So listen, hey Sabrina, what up? Anna, what up? All right, so listen, I have had a really good week for the most part. I'm still, all of 2024, I've had different epiphanies about me getting older, and it feels different. Ain't gonna front. After you pass 40, I'm 40. I'm 41. You know, well, for my industry years, I'm gonna be 33. I think I can pass for 33 still. I could do 33. But in years, I'm 41, and I have had so many different epiphanies this year. The first epiphany that I've had is I'm feeling everything. If I work out for like a week, right? If I work out for a week straight, I'm hitting it hard. I feel like I'm Rocky. I feel like I'm Michael B. Jordan out here recording movies, right? I feel like that. But then the next day, oh Lord, no. I feel like Mike Tyson. Yo, I feel like Mike Tyson, yo. I have felt every little bump and grind. All of these R. Kelly references, where are they coming from? Where is R. Kelly references coming from? But every little bump and crevice that's in my joints, I feel all of it. So I'm gonna let y'all know this. This is one thing I want to let y'all know. Fellas, ladies, if y'all are getting a little bit older, this is a blessing. Where this is a blessing, I will tell you this, a blessing. But there's a catch-22. If you don't do right by like working out, eating a little bit better, the chitlins, dead. Got to get rid of that. The ham, yo, how many of y'all had ham for Thanksgiving? I want to know that. I don't think we did a poll. I wanted to do a poll last week on last week's podcast, but I didn't have time to do it. But how many of y'all still eat chitlins? How many of y'all still eat ham? And then you kind of commingle all of the pork in your diet on a consistent basis. I'm looking in the chat. Because I don't do it. I stopped a while ago. But anyway, let's get to it, man. All right. So we've had a lot of different things come up this year. Let's do a recap. I don't think I did a recap episode. All of the crazy stuff that came up, and if y'all got any of the crazy things that came up in 2024, put it in the chat. 2024 in the chat. Hold up, let me see. Is it Markel? You say you stopped eating pork over 10 years. See, that's what I'm talking about. I salute you, black man. I salute you, black man. At least the screen looks like you're a black man. You might be a white man. I can't tell. It's like a little bit of dot. But I want to do a recap. All right. People's Lady said not one piece of ham. Okay. All right. I like it. So I do like this about our generation. I think our generation is doing a really, really good job of maintaining a diet, trying to be healthy as possible, and just tending to the things that the older heads didn't do. Because we know all our grandmamas and granddaddies back in the day, they said, look, man, hey, that little bit of piece of ham ain't going to hurt you. That little bit of piece of ham ain't going to hurt you. 30 years later, man, I got congestive heart failure. And that's congestive heart failure is not funny. But it's just like, yo, all of these things that we said was cool, go ahead and eat your little piece of that. Go ahead and indulge and just keep going. It bit us in the tail years later. So I'm just like, yo, dog, we got to chill out. But anyway, let's do a quick recap. This is going to be my 2024 recap. Right? Keep in mind, I ain't writing none of this stuff down. So I'm probably going to be missing some stuff. I'm just thinking of all of the things that just sticks out about 2024. So let's start, because January is right around the corner. Let's start. The first thing that happened in 2024, that dang on Cat Williams episode. Yo, Cat Williams started us out with the smoke immediately, right? He went on Shannon's Shop and said, Shannon, Steve, and all the Cedric, all of them is lies. He did his thing. And then he called the stuff out about Puff. He said something about TD Jakes. He said something about a lot of people. Oh, thoughts and prayers to TD Jakes. I don't think we ever said that on the podcast, but I'm standing with you. I pray Godspeed. Hopefully you get well and speedy recovery, right? But Cat Williams said something about Jakes. He said something about Puffy. He said something about Steve Harvey and all of them, right? Then the whole year has been crashing and burning. It's just been like, God dang. Why did Cat do this to these people? Sheesh, right? So that was the first thing that happened. I felt like that set like and I always mess this word up. So y'all don't laugh at me, but if you laugh at me, it is what it is. But precedents? Is it precedents? Because I be thinking about like the president, like president of the United States, but like precedents. He set the whole tone. Let's say it like that. He set the whole tone for 2024, Cat Williams. So then fast track, and there's a lot of other things that happened that I'm not going to talk about on this pod, because every time I talk about those things, I get banned on YouTube. They put the dot on me and they say, hey, get him out of here. Like, we can't have this boy talking about that stuff. So certain things I'm not going to talk about, right? But he said the stuff about Puff. Puff started going through mitigation. Then everybody saw the video. Did the Cassie video come out this year? I think that was this year. I don't think that was last year. But the Cassie video where Puff stomped out at the hotel, and I'm not saying that to be funny, so if y'all over there laughing, then y'all need Jesus. Y'all need Jesus. But we saw the video with Puff, Cassie. He did his thing. We were like, yo, dog, what are you doing? Right? So then all of the fellas, including me, I was guilty. I was one of those people that was like, yeah, I got to see some proof. You can't just sue somebody because they got the bag. Or you can paint a storyline. You can't just paint a storyline and then sue somebody based off of the storyline that you created. That's why we got movies. That's why we got sitcom. People are able to paint different stories through words, through whatever, right? But you can't, well, until this year. I was going to say you can't hide the evidence, but until this year, you can create evidence. You can. With the deep fake, AI, all that stuff. So you can create different storylines, but what's the probability of that happening back in 01, 02, right? So then we saw the Puff stuff with Cassie. That made all of us fellas, it was like, yo, no, I see what you did. Nah, get him out of here, right? So there was a downward spiral. We saw that happen. And then it seems like other things, it's just been a hostile year. 2024 has low-key been a hostile year when it comes to public relations and people. So then we saw them little jabs. Y'all know I'm cutting straight to the summer. We saw the little jabs with Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar Duckworth. We saw it. I said, oh my God, is this what we're doing? Is this what we're really doing? So we did it. We saw Drake put the thing out. I ain't gonna front. When everything first started, I did not expect for Kendrick to respond as fast as he did. But then I did expect some type of response because Kendrick is a creative person. I would like to say Drake is a creative person. I can't prove it though. And I know I got some Drake people out there that's gonna be y'all tearing me up in y'all's chats. It is what it is. But I have not seen the creative version of Drake. I have always seen the manufactured version of Drake. To me, to me. And manufactured is not necessarily bad. I think when creative people start to get into the music conversations and you talk about this person versus this person, I don't think Drake's uh uh what's the word I'm looking for? Process. I don't think Drake's process is necessarily bad. It works. It worked for a long time. But I will say the Drake process and the way he created music and creating teams, and then you get this person to write this part and you get this person to write this part. You cannot claim to be one of those people that want to go back and forth in a spar when it comes to like a rap battle or a rap beef or anything like that. It's hard for people like that to compete against people like Kendrick or even Cole. I almost wish Cole didn't drop out, but he did. I understand why you did it, but when if you would have put let's do this. If it was actually a rap battle and a back and forth, a real back and forth, if Kendrick and Cole were to go back and forth, I think that would have been more of a an alignment when it comes to artistry, when it comes to how they create, when it comes to all that stuff. But then I think where Kendrick has a up over Drake, I mean where Kendrick has a up over Cole is Kendrick has the ability to tap into different personality types. And when he taps into different personality types, now you can create a whole different persona based around the character that you created. I have not seen that from Cole yet. I think that's the part of Cole that I'm missing when it comes to his artistry. I think he's a phenomenal rapper. He's definitely a wordsmith. He could paint a story through lyric. He's phenomenal when it comes to that stuff. But when it comes to the way that he actually taps into a personality, case in point, with the new album was the GNX, right? Shouts out to Kendrick with the GNX album. I like it. I like it. Am I crazy about it after about 10 listens? I got to get back to you with that. I got to get back to you. How y'all feel about it? How y'all feel about the Kendrick Lamar GNX weeks later? Is it still in your Serato? Is the Kendrick album still in your Serato? I'm gonna be looking in the chat because I'm curious. But for me, some of the hoopla that was surrounding the album has died down just a little bit. I still love probably six. Not probably love about six out of all of them. The only ones I don't like is the ones boom 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 boom. It's one of them songs on that GNX album I don't like with the like crew and they like talking about gang stuff and all that type of stuff. So, but the majority of the album I like. Let me see, Crowded Daywalker. What up, Crowded Daywalker? I didn't even know you hit the chat. What up? What up, Kimbo? What up? You gonna do a review on Snoop's album? I ain't even know Snoop dropped the album. I've been under a rock. If y'all knew what I've been working on for 2025 is phenomenal. Chef's kiss. But I'll do a review on Snoop's album. I definitely do a review on this album. It'll probably be tonight if I do it. But what you think so far? How you feel about the Snoop album so far? I think I heard a preview. I think I heard Snoop do a preview on it, but I didn't. I wasn't on it. How much did Dr. Dre produce? I was about to do this. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. I'm sorry. I'm messy sometimes. But how many records did Dr. Dre produce on the album? Let me know. And I'm gonna pull up. Matter of fact, what's the name of it? I can't play it because I'm on YouTube live right now. I'm live on YouTube too, so I can't play it. Let me see. I see something called Missionary. Is that the name of the album? Is the name of the album Missionary? I'm looking. I heard snippets. It said Dre produced all of it. Dre produced. Alright, yo, alright, I'm sorry if Dre, if you see this on playback. I'm playing. It's a joke. It's a joke. Ha let me see. Let me see. Uh, Now if Dre executive produced it, okay. I see Drake in all of the credits, but all right. See, you gonna get me in the messy zone, and I got a good relationship with Interscope, so I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. I want to do it, but I ain't gonna do that. Nope, not doing this. But let's get to the pod. We gotta get to the pod. So I got some things I'm gonna start doing as far as reaction videos go, where I'm responding to certain things that my followers send me on Instagram. So if you are a follower of mine on Instagram, huh? If you are a follower of mine on Instagram right now, and you have certain videos that you see, then you might come across and say, Mag might have a good take on this. Send it to me. I would love to do a reaction to it. Send it to me. So the first video that I want to react to, this is a funny video. It's not really a real reaction, but I was just thinking I would probably do the same thing if I was in the same position. And you're on TikTok. I'm sorry, y'all can't see the screen. Like I have a whole other screen that pops up and it's like, oh, we responding. So if you do want to see all of that stuff, you want to hear this audio right here, go over to Mad Lucrative, the Mad Lucrative Network on YouTube. The Mad Lucrative Network on YouTube. I'm live right there. I'm live on Instagram. I'm live on Facebook. I'm live on Twitch. All right, come on, come through, come through. But this particular video right here, and I might be doing this. If you listening to me and I sound like I'm doing that, I'm sorry. I haven't had no coffee. I haven't had no water. I've just been out here raw dogging it for real. I've been raw dogging it, and it's telling me I can't share the video. All right, cool. It's cool. We can do it like this then. So it's a video. Hey, Carissa, what up? It's a video of a dude that's coming in and he's talking to a lady in McDonald's. And he said, you need to listen to my music. You need to listen. You a B, right? He called a girl a B. And then it's a dude, like he a Chinese guy. He's working behind. I ain't never seen no Chinese people working at McDonald's. Have you ever seen a Chinese person working at McDonald's? I'm sorry. That's my adult ADHD. So the dude comes into McDonald's. Of course, it's a black dude. He got a big bubble coat. I'm assuming he's in Chicago. I'm going to just put it out there. I think he's in Chicago. But he said, this P ain't gonna listen to the music. All right. And then the girl said, my daddy about to come. I said, okay. She said her daddy. I applaud the fellas that stick it through that and raising your kids. Strong black brother. Keep doing your thing. I love it. So the dude's still fussing. Girl's dad walks in the room. Lot started back here though. Hey, bro, if you're watching this, if your dreads start right here, cut it. Do this. Do one of these. Not one of these. All right. Anyway, the dude's screaming at the girl. This B. She la. So the dad comes in. He looked at the dude. He said, "Oh, you yelling at her? You yelling at her?" He like, "Yeah, this B ain't listening to." The daddy before the dude finished. Before the dude got the sentence out, just say smack. Buddy fell on the floor, dropped. And the dude like, don't ever talk to mine. That's mine right there. And listen, I do the same thing. I love it. I love it. That was one of the quick videos I wanted to do a response to, and clearly my videos ain't popping up for some reason. I need a tech that wants to work at the Mad Lucrative podcast. If you are a techie person and you want to work at the Mad Lucrative Network, hit me up. I'm looking for you. I need you. I need you to survive. Huh? Hezekiah Walker status. I need you. The next video that I wanted to do a review on that I can't pop up on the screen was the Duke Accuser, the lady that accused the lacrosse players at Duke. And I think y'all can still hear the audio. So I'll play the audio. Y'all might not be able to see the video, but y'all can hear the audio. And I just wanted... We got to talk. We got to talk because I don't think God is pleased. I don't think God is pleased with this woman. And I don't want to make this an attack against women. I'm just talking about. I'm speaking on the video. I'm speaking on accountability. That's all we're doing right now. Let's see. Y'all should be able to hear this feed in a hot second. If you're watching this on IG, please make sure you share the live. If you're watching this on YouTube, please share the live. Subscribe today. Let's see. Look at us. We got 3 seconds and we up. All right, here we go. Listen, check it out.
Accused Duke University lacrosse players of raping her nearly 20 years ago. The story was a national firestorm. She now says
her name is Crystal Magnum.
The encounter, Crystal Mangum, first made the claims back in 2006, saying 3 members of the school.
My bad, y'all. My bad.
School's lacrosse team raped her after she had been hired to dance at a house party the team was throwing. Police charged David.
Pause. She got hired to dance at a house party that. Never mind. Everybody got to get money some way. You got to get money some kind of way.
Colin Finnerty and Reed Seligman after Mangum's accusations. But
I ain't going to front with them last names. They got some bread. They got some bread. I'm sorry. Look at it.
She'd been hired to dance at a house party the team was throwing. Police charged David Evans,
Colin Finnerty,
and Reed Seligman.
How do you even pronounce that? That news guy is great.
After Mangum's accusations, but after much back and forth and the city's DA stepping down from the case, North Carolina's Attorney General later dismissed the charges, citing a lack of evidence. But now, going on the record on a podcast nearly 20 years later, Crystal Mangum says she was lying the whole time.
Women, I need y'all to get on her. We're not going to do this today. We're not doing this today. No, we're not.
I testified falsely against them by saying that they raped me when they didn't. And that was wrong. And I betrayed the trust of a lot of other people who believed in me. And made up a story that wasn't true because I wanted validation from people and not from God. And that was wrong. When God...
She can't put that on God. Stop it. You can't put that on God. I'm sorry. When did we get to the point where we could just accuse somebody of something, go to the police, accuse them of something, go through a whole trial? The only reason they got off is because they didn't have evidence. Well, of course they wouldn't have evidence if she lying. We be lying. Lord Jesus, God.
Already loved me for who I was. I hope that they can forgive me. And I want them to know that I love them. And they didn't deserve that.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that. I can't do it. Like, what is this? Yo, okay, let's do this. I think this will be a fun exercise. What would you do if you were raising a boy, right? And this is for my women that's not out here in these streets. The ones that's not. Now, if you out here in these streets and you selling, you know what you selling. I ain't gonna say it. But if you out here in these streets and you selling whatever and something goes left, if you do call the police, I'm just say this: if you do call, and this is me standing for women. So this is from a man's standpoint, talking to the women, the ones that I care about, right? The ones I do care about too. I got a funny story, but I'm gonna hold that story. If you out here selling and something goes left, you call the police and you say, "Hey, they did this to me over here, and I want y'all to go down there and get them folk. You need to go get these people today. They tried to do this to me. They did this to me." Right? You do all of that, right? I don't want you to omit the part of the story where they hired you to go do what you did. Don't take that part of you need to put all of the story in your case. Put all of the story in the file, right? Because I think what's happening is, especially for the women, again, I'm talking to the women that I care about. And maybe the ones I don't know, right? Just for all of y'all. What happens is if you omit certain parts of the story and then years later certain things come out, then that discredits your character over time. Then if it discredits your character and enough people see that type of stuff, then a lot of the dudes get jaded. I'm gonna just let y'all know how we are. A lot of dudes get jaded when we see that type of stuff. Because guess what? I got a whole nother case. Now, this one might be a little bit different. And I'm not going to dig too deep because I have to maintain relationships. I am a realist. I'm not going to lie to you. I like certain people that I work with. So, but yeah, what's y'all thoughts? This is a good question to bring to the chat. What is your thoughts, especially women? I want my women to speak up when it comes to both of these cases. The first case is the lady, Crystal Magnum or Minium. What is your take on her coming out years later saying that she lied about what happened with her and the Duke players? And granted, we talking about North Carolina. I'm from North Carolina, so y'all know the look I'm giving y'all. We talking about North Carolina. We talking about Duke, a prestigious university. We talking about lacrosse. We're not talking about football. We're not talking about baseball. We're not talking about any of the any of the sports where it's black dominated. I'll just say it like that. We talking about lacrosse. What is your take, women? What would you have done differently? What would you have done differently? Because us again, I would say what probably happened is she got hired. Well, they said it on the news. She got hired to do the job, and I will give her the credit to say something probably went left. I will give her the credit and say something probably went left, and she was mad uncomfortable. At that point in time, true, the dudes were supposed to be responsible enough to say, all right, she said, no, we're not doing this. And then it's done. We stop. I get that. But if that didn't happen and something went left, she is old. She's owed the voice to tell her side of the story. But this is the thing. You can't keep doing the things that discredit you as your character. You can't discredit your character. Same thing with dudes, right? I got a few homeboys that the Negroes be lying. They be lying, they be lying, they be lying, they be lying, they be lying. but what happens is this. From the dude to dude standpoint, especially, I think, let's see, four of us know each other. I think all four of us know each other. So in our dude circle, we know Buddy be lying. We know he lie off the rip. So we be like, all right, bet, I got you, dog. And we just let it slide because we know you lying off the rip, right? But if it's something serious, we're going to hold him accountable. We're going to put his feet to the fire. Every time. We always put their feet to the fire. I think that's missing in a lot of female friend groups. And I want to know from the women, what could be done for other women to hold other women accountable for the things that they might either be lying about or the things that they might not be managing properly. I think that's a good one. Like the things that you might not be managing properly. Another case. We have some friends. I have a lot of, not a lot. Thank God I got the bums out my circle. But I've had a lot of friends over time that may not have been able to manage money properly, right? And if you don't manage money properly and you all are in this friend group and you waste time, time is your greatest asset, right? Time is your greatest asset. If I get Myron Golden always says one thing. If y'all don't know who Myron Golden is, go follow him. But Myron Golden always says the same thing. If I gave you $1 million, no, he says, well, how you set it up? If I gave you $1 million today to off yourself, unlife yourself, would you take the $1 million? And everybody normally says, well, no, why would I take the $1 million to do that? And that's his point. The time that you have on earth, that's the time side of it. That's the most valuable part. You can get an M, lose an M, get an M again, lose an M again, but you can't get another life, right? So for me, I think we got to put some parameters on the way we set things up. Like, all right, I'm gonna go to the next video. Because this is within the same scope of things, and then we're gonna talk about some music business, and then we're gonna get out of here at some point. All right, so the next video that I want to review is this one with Jay-Z's Accuser. Y'all know I had to do it. This is somewhat of a music podcast, but we gotta cover it. I didn't want to cover it because I am raising a daughter with autism, and I don't think none of this stuff is funny. But it's something to think about. This is something to think about because I have a lot of interesting thoughts as it relates to Jay-Z's Accuser, and I also have some thoughts as it relates to how they responded. So, all right, let's listen to it. Let's see what she said.
And his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
JC comes in and rapes me. He at that point I was fighting, trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the.
After the alleged rape, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, "I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind," he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements. I have spoke to musicians.
All right, this is my thing, man. This is my thing. And all that's nasty. I almost had a small tear right there. Again, like I said, we're currently, my wife and I are currently raising our oldest. She has autism. She's low on the spectrum, but it's there, right? And I know. See, look at me. I try not to be emotional. Don't be emotional. But I know how difficult it is for her to relay messages, to retell stories. My daughter is 9. I have a 9-year-old and I have a 6-year-old, both girls. I know how difficult it is for her to relay a message and to retell a story, right? And of course, as a parent raising a kid with autism, there are a lot of hiccups, especially when you're not used to having to figure out different ways to communicate a message easier, better, or breaking it down even further past like their comprehension. Whole different thing, right? So I'm just thinking, and this is another setup is I would never let my girls just be at somebody's party. That's the first thing that I want to address. Who are the parents and why they're allowing their kids to be over here with Puff? And if there was a Jay situation, let's say a hypothetical, if there was a situation that she was in the same place with them at the same time, how would a 13-year-old get in that space? Parent, how did they get in that space? And now all of us have gotten to the point where we're a little bit more woke and aware, right? So we know about Asperger's syndrome. We know about autism. We know about being on the spectrum. We know about all of these other disorders that's come along the way, and we've put a name and a title to it. But every parent knows that something's not right with your kid. You know if it's something not right with your kid. So first off, why would you allow your kid to be in a space with people like a Puff? I'm going to take Jay out the equation. Why would you allow that? And a lot of parents would say, and this is the thing, this is what I want parents to really, let's think about this thing. It's more of an opportunist point of view where you're sticking your kid in that space because you think your kid is your come up. Let's make a thing. You made your kid your come up. So therefore you put them in this compromising position for you to level up and for you to live your career through them. Let's call a thing. Right? So parent, especially the dad, the dad was the one to come up. The dad is supposed to be the protector. But anyway, all right, I'm not going to get into that bad. We're going to talk about this one thing right now. Why would you allow your kid, even with Justin Bieber's mom? Now, I will say this. Justin Bieber is a phenomenal talent. I think Justin Bieber has more talent in his finger than I don't know how many people. That boy can play. That boy can sing. That boy got a lot of gifts, right? It's a lot of gifts in there. But even when it comes to Justin Bieber's mom, why would you allow your kid to be in a space with somebody like Puff? And you okay, and you sign off on the rights, and you let them be the guardian for the time that they're in their deal? No. And this is where I think parents need to step up and be aware of the things that's going on. Like, you can't be oblivious. If your kid, let's just think about it from just a real basic standpoint. I don't care if your kid's singing. I don't care if they produce music. I don't care if they paint murals. Whatever they do that's creative, right? Your kid does all of these things. And then somebody comes up to you, whether it's a sports agent, whether it's a music manager, whatever they are, and they say, look, I think your kid got what it takes. This is how it normally works. Your kid got what it takes to be so and so, and I think they can be phenomenal. You should bring them by and let's talk for a second. The parent's gonna go home, they're gonna be hyped, they're gonna want their kid to be in that space, and they want their kid to take advantage of the opportunity. I like all of that. I'm with that. Guess what? For that, I give you a clap. Good job. But what happens is, and this I've seen it happen too many times in the business. What happens is that the parent gets a certain level of comfortability where they allow the agent or they allow the manager to go and do things and act on their behalf as if that's their kid's other guardian. That's where you mess up. These people are only in this stuff for business. So whenever you think that somebody like Puff wants to bring your kid to the studio or bring your kid, drop them off at the mansion, don't be hype. Don't be hype that you want that. No, you need to be aware. Put your antennas on. Put your antennas on. Because why would you drop your kid off at a mansion? First off, we talking about 10,000 square feet. We talking about a full facility where the studio might be in this one room, but it's 16 other rooms. Think. So that's the first thing. If you know your kid has something off, a little off about her, why would you drop her off at a party? Why would she have the ability to talk to, I don't know what the name, who the group was that she was talking to. Why would you allow her that type of freedom? No, that's when you put your antennas up. You need to go into protective mode. Hopefully somebody watches this on playback, and if your kid is talented and somebody's trying to approach you on behalf of your kid, hopefully you're watching this and I help present some things for you to start looking at. Because it's not just music. It's not just music. It's so many different layers that exist within this space. All right, so that's one thing. You drop your kid off. She partying with Puff. She tells the story. She might be off a little bit, so she might be retelling the story a little bit different. So now, years later, you want to come out. You're going to sue. You're going to do all this stuff. All right, I get it. Right? But now, you are fighting Jay that has billions. You are fighting conglomerates. You got to look at people's connections. You're talking about the NFL. You're talking about all of these brands that Jay might be. This dude has a museum. He has a museum. So where I do want to believe, Jay's character to be clean enough, where I don't think he did anything like that. Has he done stuff? He's done something. But what I want to believe Jay's character to not have ever done anything like that, I can believe that, but I can also believe that you can interrogate witnesses. I can also believe that you can sway somebody to get on national TV and say, "Well, no, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. They don't. No. me, no, ain't it?" You can persuade people to do certain things. It's the fear tactic. It's possible. So this is my thing. And I don't foresee this stopping in 2025. I don't foresee none of this stuff stopping. I broke down, and people are gonna think I'm caping for Puff, and I'm not. I'm not cuffing for Puff. But this is one thing. I broke down what was actually happening with Puff, right? And I broke down take the underage part out of the equation. I know it's a big part that exists, but let's take that part out of the equation. And just break down the things that's been glorified and that's been big business for years now. And you think about all of these women that said, I got flued out. If you got flued out, technically, just to go that's trafficking. That's the word trafficking. I ain't gonna say it because I'm on YouTube. But that's trafficking, right? But you got paid to do a job, and you did the job, and it's too much. It's too much. I'm curious to see all of the cases that pop up in 2025 as it relates to this particular subject, because I foresee CEOs, especially whenever there's a decrease in the economy and people start to do a little bit worse financially, and then you see a lot of people might start to come up over here because they're benefiting off of the people that's not doing that good financially. Whenever you see that stuff pop up, it's going to be lawsuits coming up. It's going to be lawsuit on lawsuit on lawsuit on lawsuit coming up. And that might be from from employees saying that they were discriminated against. Even with the Don getting into whatever, you know what I'm talking about. And all of these companies canceling DEI, with all of that stuff happening, there are going to be lawsuits that's coming up. Just let y'all know off the rip. It might be against Walmart. It's going to be against Target. It's going to be from a lot of different types of people. It's coming. Trust me. It's coming. All right, so let me get to the next subject. If y'all got anything y'all want to talk about as it relates to Jay, just let me know, and then we're going to talk about it. All right. On to other news. I wanted to talk about this music business conversation. I thought this was a pretty cool clip. And this kind of goes back to what I've been saying to the independent artists. Oh yeah, I'll take this moment to invite everybody. If you are a musician, you're a singer, songwriter, producer, whatever you do creative, and you want to level up and you need a community and you need accountability partners, consider joining my Lucrative community. My Lucrative community, links in the bio. I don't even have a price point for you just yet because I'm changing up in 2025. I'm going to just say, look into the link in the bio whenever you're watching this. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on Instagram, hit the link in the bio. If you have more questions as it relates to the community, shoot me a DM, shoot me an inbox. Let's talk. But I created something called the Lucrative community to give people accountability. I'm coaching them every week too. Every Sunday I'm coaching them to build businesses, to build relationships, and we have group texts, and it's cool. It's a cool situation. So if you're interested, just hit me up, and I'd love to have you a part of my community. All right, let's go to this right here. This is a guy that's talking about independent music and independent artists and how major labels. Watch this. I promise I feel like I'm an oracle sometimes. But major labels have a tactic that they use when it comes to signing artists. And that tactic is it's the foundation of them building their businesses. All right, let's just say it like that. Listen to this clip and we're going to talk. Listen to this clip and we're going to talk for a little bit. Here we go.
On black music. The Harvard report says you should buy up all the independents in black music to dominate the market. So CBS, Clive Davis, he commissioned a report for Harvard to study soul music. You can find the book online. It's called the Harvard Report on Soul Music. And it was the marketing plan of how they then moved in the black music space. And what the report basically said was, the key is to buy them all up. Take all the artists that those independents put out, give them more money, and bring them over to your label. And so that's the formula. So right now, if you are a top independent artist and you're in the streets, the label's gonna rush and they're gonna try to buy you up. That's just the name of the game.
All right, so this is the thing. And shouts out to him. Shouts out to him. And I gotta find his name too. But that clip came from Beta Blue Digital. Beta Blue Digital. I love their platform. It's a really cool platform. Y'all should follow them on Instagram. But what he's saying is this: the major labels were signing independent artists, and they are continuing to sign independent artists, and they're doing case studies on soul music. And let's add rap music, and let's add trap, and let's add drill, let's add anything that black people surround, right? Let's just say that. Just say a thing. Call it a thing. Anything that black folk has done musically, the majors study that, and then they use that as a part of their tactic to sign artists, whether that's from a money standpoint, whether that's from fashion, whether that's from how. I don't think this exists yet, but I'm going to just throw it out there. I don't think this exists just yet, but I'm going to throw it out there. I think the majors moving forward are going to be signing independent artists that know how to build community. I think that's where we're going. Major labels are going to start signing independent artists that know how to build community. The reason is this. A lot of people have started to make music insignificant, and in them making music insignificant, they don't feel like they have to spend money on it. And if they don't feel like they have to spend money on it, then it's just like, oh, it's just whatever, right? It's, oh yeah, so and so put a song out and they're doing a little concert over there. They don't realize that there's a whole different bag that comes along with trying to create festivals or to create these shows. Like I'm creating a show right now. I'm not gonna tell y'all all about it, but I'm creating a show that's gonna benefit independent music producers, artists, and all these people. It's gonna benefit them. And all of the planning and all of the money that has to go into this show that I'm developing, you could probably buy about 2 houses. You could probably buy about 2 houses with the money that has to be spent to develop this show, right? But what happens when you got social media and you got these idiots doing music and they're not making music a significant thing? They're just getting loops and they're creating beats and they're creating songs and then they're throwing a few wet boxes on top of it. They're throwing a few guns on top of it. Oh, sorry, this is how I hear it. They're throwing wet box and they're throwing guns on top of the music. And it's all right, you got a hit. Put it out, put it on social media, run it up. They're gonna buy the streams, they're gonna buy the streams on Spotify, they're gonna buy the views on YouTube, they're gonna buy all this stuff. And then you, the person, is gonna say, "Oh, it must be pretty cool. It must be all right." And I got a Russ clip that I wanna bring to y'all. I got a Russ clip. I love Russ, but I got a Russ clip that I wanna play maybe later, maybe a little bit later. But if all of this stuff is happening, and the labels are seeing, okay, these dope dealers are going broke trying to spend money to promote these artists. Let's just call the thing a thing. Dope dealers are going broke trying to promote these artists. All right, I got it. That's not a good business model no more. It's beautiful for me to make certain stance on the podcast and then I see it come to pass. Because I talked about the labels pulling money from people like Megan Thee Stallion, pulling money from people like Sexy Red. Where is Sexy Red? I'm right. Yo, I promise you, I be telling y'all, I be like, oh, that's not that. That's not what that is. I keep telling y'all just, follow the Mad Lucrative podcast. I'll take this as a break. Make sure you subscribe, follow, like, share, comment. The Mad Lucrative Network on YouTube. Follow it. I promise you. It's 21,000 people over there right now and counting. We got to get that 100,000 though. We got to get the 100,000. I ain't even got the 100. Come on, come through. We got to get the 100. But anyway, I keep telling people that's not the play. I said the labels are going to pull the money. I said this about 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, I said the labels are going to pull the money. The Sexy Red and all this stuff, that's not a thing. Go behind something that's real. I keep saying it. Guess what? Where's Sexy Red now? Since there's no Drake to promote and boost the algorithm, where is she at? One person that I kept saying that she's real is one artist. I kept saying, she's real. She's a real artist. She might be selling box on the record. She's selling box on the record, but she's real. You know who that is? I want y'all to, can y'all guess what female artist that's come out in the last 3 to 5 years? I said she's going to be here for a while. She's going to be here for a while. I'm going to see if y'all know in the chat. But yeah, let me go. Oh, my bad. I ain't see you on King Music on IG. What up, big dog? That's just black music. We don't value our music like other genres. I agree. I don't think black folk know how to value music. But to double back before we talk on that, I kept saying for the longest, it's something different about Lotto. I said it's something different about Lotto. Lotto comes from the school of, I know her dad, them kind of like with the tip and all of that relationship. I get it. But she comes up in a school where artists had to come up with bars. Lotto. I'm talking about Lotto. And it's evident that girl is killing it. She's still out here. She's still killing it. And the thing is, it's only icing on the cake that she's pretty. I don't think people are seeing it just yet. It's only icing on the cake that she's pretty. It's like Faith Evans rapping. That's what I know. Ain't the only one that said it. Lotto is Faith Evans rapping in 2024, 2025. Call a thing a thing. I'm gonna make this the episode title. Call a thing a thing. That's the episode title gonna be. Yo, who else feel like that? Lotto is Faith Evans rapping in 2024. Anyway, I said it's something different about that girl. And guess what? She's still here. I said when a sexy red comes up or not, when we say industry plant, it's a real industry plant. I want to dig in on what King Music said about black people not valuing music. And then I want to dig in on Sexy Red being an industry plant, right? And I will almost want to add Ice Spice to the equation too. I almost want to add Ice Spice to the equation, but I don't know enough about her. I haven't dug in on her brand or her connections just yet. I will dig in though, and I will find out. But when it comes to black people valuing music, I think black people have been conditioned. I think black people have been conditioned to take the value off of music. That's what I'll say. I think black people have been conditioned to take the value off of music. Case in point, if we go back in the day, I almost want to go to slavery times because I see something there. So if we were thinking about the plantations and we were thinking about what music meant, what the melodies meant, what the rhythms and the chants and all of the things that the people had to sing while they were working on the plantations, what the music meant to those people in that time period was heavy. Back in that time, the music meant freedom. The music was a getaway from the reality. The music was togetherness. The music was to tell each other, this is our community. Even though we're in this bad situation right now, this music means this to us right now. Slavery time. Let's fast forward all the way to 60s, 70s. You think about James Brown, you think about all of the Chuck Berry, you think about Little Richard, you think about Ray Charles. What music meant to them back in the day? That meant a whole different, it meant, again, freedom. It gave voice to justice. It gave a voice to entrepreneurship. It gave opportunities to get the juke clubs and the little hustle houses like Harlem Nights. All of that stuff, right? You do that stuff. Hold up, let me see. Crowded Daywalker says, "How do we value low quality low quality though?" This is I'm gonna get there. I love that you asked that. Crowded Daywalker. I love that you asked that question. I love that you asked that. I love it. But we're in the 60s. We're in the 60s and 70s right now, right? You look at Made in America. Who is that? James Brown, right? You think about how strong James Brown was. You think about all of the time that they took into making that music. You think about all of the accountability that went with the musicians in that time period. You remember, and I'm gonna make it funny, but you think about the James Brown movie. You think about the Ray Charles movie. Look at it. You got the shake, right? All of this stuff was still happening. Bad stuff was still happening. DV was still happening. You think about Tina Turner. DV and all of this stuff was still happening, but the music meant something. It meant something in that time period, and it made the black people that were the listeners value it at a high regard. We will overcome someday, right? All of this stuff meant something. But now you start getting into the 80s. We're having a little bit more fun with the music. We're not going through as much stuff. We probably still have police violence, and we got the Rodney King and all. We still got stuff going on, but we having fun with the music. We got Run DMC. We got them talking about how they had the Adidas. We talking about the Dookie chains. We talking about Negroes getting money, right? Drugs are introduced. You got the Coke era. You got all of these the substance that's like forefront, center, right? Now you got more black people starting to get arrested. You got more black dads. Cause you think about the Little Richard, you think about the Ray Charles era, you think about the and I'm talking about the time out on TikTok. My bad. But you think about, my bad, y'all. You think about the Little Richard, you think about Ray Charles, you think about James Brown, right? You think about all of this stuff. The dads were at the house at this time. Even I know, and all of my new people would say, "Well, yeah, I mean the dads was at the house, but look at they situation where they really get money." True, but guess what? It wasn't as many. It wasn't as many asterisks beside you need to go get money. You got to get this money. Go get that bag. It, it was a thing. You know you had to get it, and you take care of your thing. You take care of your responsibility. Your family had your Sunday dinner. You work on the weekend. You might cut grass. You're connecting. There was a lot more connectivity that was centered around music. A lot more connectivity that was centered around music. I know for me personally, on Saturdays, my mama would turn on. I'm gonna say Cheryl. What is it? I can't think of the girl name, lady name. But all of the old soul music, and I feel good all over. I feel good all over. Sounds of Blackness. Right. All of this was what music meant for us in the 80s going into the 90s. 90s come. And I do feel like that secret meeting was had. I do feel like that secret meeting was had. But the 90s come. We got certain types of rap. We got all of the, what we got? Mob Deep. We got EPMD. We got LL still kicking. We still, all of this, we got Nas. All these people coming up, right? Music starts to change. It's still the soundtrack for black folk. It's still the soundtrack for a certain demo, a certain group of people. It's still the soundtrack for those people. But now we got black folks starting to go through some real ish. All them dudes that had to grow up in the 80s, like me, where the dad left and the dad wasn't in the house. Now we're the ones that started to make music around our life and the things that we did and the way we felt when we had to grow up without that dad in the household. That means there was no regulation. That means there was very little accountability first. And I gotta be real touchy with that, cause if you're anything like me, my mom held me accountable. She made me go, like, I remember spray painting on a mailbox. Stupid. It was stupid. But I remember when I was in elementary school, I spray painted on the mailbox. Mike was here. And then whoever was the rat, if you were the rat, I know I'm going to find you today and I'm going to look at me holding on to something from 1994. But if you was the rat that told on me from spray painting on that mailbox, I'm coming to find you. I'm going to find you. And anyway, yo, thank you for the follow, yo. But the cop came to my mom's door and asked, "Is your son named Mike?" He said, "Yeah, my son named." My mama told on me. My mama told. Mama, you told on me. You should have said, "My son not named Mike. Him not here." But my mama told the cop. My mama told the cop, "Mike is my son." Guess what? I had to pay for. I had to go do community service and clean up all of the mailboxes because I spray painted that one. Right? I feel like the parents started to get soft. I think over time, parents started to get soft and they started letting more stuff slide because now the parent got to go work harder to get more money. Now, let me see. Crowded Day Walker said a lot of great R&B 90s. Yeah, conscious rap. So the thing is this. We go from 90s and we start going into 2000s. Now we're in a space where everybody's having fun. Everybody's starting to get real money. We have a lot more celebratory moments. And the people that start to stick out are the people like 50 Cent. Because 50 gets shot. He has his story. But everybody, and I don't think people like break it down. 50's story is only crazy and wild because a lot of people were doing good at that time. A lot of people were getting money. Only thing about you, what you do, what I do, right? Everybody's getting money. You thinking about 112, right? You got that going on. Carter Day Walker say something about Jeezy. Then you think about Jeezy, you think about Big Meech. Everybody's getting money. Everybody was getting money. So therefore, I think now those people that's getting money are starting to birth new kids. And those new kids that's being birthed from these people that's getting money are a little bit sheltered. But they still got the itch to create. They still got the itch to go do music. Now we start to get into present day. Now we start to get into present day. I think the new kids, all of the stuff that we just talked about coming from slavery to the 60s, 70s, the 80s, 90s, 2000s up to now. I think all of this time there's been little small chips that's been taken away from black music culture. And the more chips is taken away from it, the more insignificant it becomes. The more people start to say, think about it. Think about it like this. Back in the day, you had to know how to play music to be a musician. It's an oxymoron. Back in the days, you see how stupid this sound. You see how stupid this sound. Back in the day, you had to know how to play something musical to be a musician. The further we start to progress, oh no, you don't have to play nothing. Just spin the record. Get this piece of the sample of the record. You know how to put some drums on it? I know how to put some drums on it. Put the drums on it. Now we got hip hop. Now you don't even have to know how to play or sample. We got loops. You can just slide this on there, put this right here, put this right there. What does it sound like? Sound good to me. Let's sell it. So I think the general public has been taking notes on music for the longest. And I don't think producers or artists are really taking note. When I say this, and I try to break everything down on an elementary level so people understand. But when I say the general public has been taking notes the whole time, everybody's mama and daddy and grandmama and all of them know, yo, back in the day, we had Rick James, we had Prince, we had Morris Day in the Time, we had Quincy Jones that was a producer that knew how to play music. Wow. But all of those people, all of the older generation has been taking notes. How are these kids making music without having to know how to play any music? Are you a musician? How? So then what happens is the older generation starts to look at the younger generation and say, well, I don't know that I would want to go to that show because you didn't put forth no real effort in delivering a product to me. So I don't see the value in it. Now we start to decrease what music significance is in our day to day. So now you start to not listen to music altogether. And now music becomes all about the sound bite. And it comes all about the underlining Instagram reel or TikTok reel or whatever. Music has been downplayed that low where it used to be freedom. Music used to be accountability. Wreck yourself before you check yourself. Music used to be a love song. Music used to be all of the sound. It was the soundtrack for all of this stuff. But what's happened over time, people stop trying to do music that way and they start to chase the algorithm. And I'm gonna keep saying it, whenever you try to chase the algorithm musically, you setting yourself up for failure. Whenever you try to chase the algorithm musically, you're setting yourself up for failure. But this is the catch. This is the catch 22. And I talked about this last week. If y'all do want to join my challenge, hit me with the challenge because I'm going to do a 24-hour challenge coming up soon. But this is what I'm talking about. You have to know what you do really good musically. You have to know what you sound like. We should never have somebody that's singing a national anthem that can't sing. That's where we are. You should never have somebody that's up there singing in front of 10,000 people for the national anthem and don't nobody in their team know that this person can't sing? This is stupid. This is a stupid. It's just stupid. How are we in a generation where we see a person like, I don't even remember the girl name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The cute little the cute girl that had the curly hair. I think she was either mixed or whatever. But she up there singing the national anthem. She got her nails done. This is the thing. All of the younger generation has put emphasis on the look. Back in the day, we had people that were getting signed that looked like they were busted. And the label said, look, we got something. That's something there. There's some talent right there. That girl can sing her tail off. We got something, right? We are in a generation where the look is forefronted and that's put in place first. And the look is getting the opportunities. I'm trying to change all of that. Where I do want you to have some kind of a look, I'm not going to try to promote you and give you an opportunity because you look good. I could care less, right? We got to get out of it. So anyway, how did this girl get up there in front of 10,000 people, not really knowing how to sing? And the other girl that sung she sung the national anthem for the debate. That girl. How do we get these people on these platforms, these big, larger than life platforms that don't know how to sing, and then nobody from their team know that this person wasn't equipped? Nobody knew. And I think that's what the issue is. Everybody's stuck on stupid, man. Everybody's stuck on stupid because if I were on any of those girls' teams, I'd be like, yo, you're not ready for that. You're not ready for that. And if I let you go out there and you sound like that and you forgetting the words to the national anthem, the only thing that you got to go do, you're not performing a set. You're just going out there to sing this one song. You drilled this for weeks. You still don't know how to sing this? You're not ready. Let's put somebody else in that space. Let's put somebody else in that space because she's not taking it serious. And then for her to get on the platform, disrespect everybody that's in the space and say, my bad, D, she cussing. It's just like, y'all let this happen. All of y'all let this happen. And this is what I'm saying. I think music has to be put in its proper space and its proper position again for people to respect it. It got to be put in its proper space. Let me see what Crowded Day Walker. What up, Jacqueline? What up? What up? Crowded Day Walker say that's why Kendrick's ascension is so important because artistry needs to be put back in the forefront. I agree. And this is the thing. And this is what I want my super creative people. This is for you. If you're super, super creative, I want you to take notes. I want you to start studying the businesses that these big, larger than life acts are signed to. And I want you to start studying how the business works, right? Not necessarily the artistry, because I think every creative person is going to naturally be creative. You're going to naturally, if you keep doing something long enough, you're going to slip up on one of them. You're going to slip up on one of them joints. And then as soon as you slip up on one of them and you start getting the action, I want you to study the song and why it worked. Study the money. Study the paper trail that's behind that song. Don't just say, oh yeah, I slip up on, because this is what most creative people normally do this. They slip up on a hit. It goes viral. You get all of these people start to wanting to rock with your campaign. And they say, look, I love what you did. This is fire. I think you got what it takes. No, it's Sherlock. No, it's Sherlock. Of course I got what it takes, because if I didn't have what it took, you wouldn't be coming to me trying to give me a deal. And I want my independence to start feeling like this. For real. You got to start feeling like this. But what happens is you go out here, you be creative, you hustle. You go 4 years in being creative, working your 9-to-5 job. You slip up on a joint, it goes viral. The label comes to hit you. The businesses come to hit you. They say, we need to partner. All right, cool. I want you to understand, whatever number that they offer you, they can offer you 4 times more. Off the rip. We saw my boy from Rock City. I'm going to bring that clip up too. But we saw my boy from Rock City talk about it. We saw Russ talk about it. We saw La Russell talk about it. All of these companies have the ability, if they're offering you $75,000, I think La Russell said that was the first offer, or Rock City said that was the first offer. $75 was the first offer. I mean, $75,000 was the first offer. The artist denied it. How is it possible for you to hurry up and put a zero on the back of that 75,000 and say, I can offer you 750,000? How is it possible for you to offer me $750,000 and your first offer was $75,000? They already know. So what you got to do as the creative person, you got to study the algorithm. As soon as you get a hit, and when I say this, is what I'm saying, study the algorithm. Hear me out. I'm not saying chase and sell A and sell D and sell all that. Don't sell all this stuff. I'm saying whenever you find a song or you come up with whatever that goes viral, study why it went viral. Study the people that's sharing the post. Study the people from the standpoint of fashion. Study their demos. Study their habits. Study all of this stuff. Even use ChatGPT. Run the analytics report on your own socials through ChatGPT, especially if you got something that went viral. Run the analytics on your socials, figure out what's doing what, and then ask ChatGPT, hey ChatGPT, based off of this knowledge that you just gave me, and I'm giving y'all free game, based off of this information that you just printed out on my social media, what do you think would be the best product that I can offer these people that would have the probability of succeeding and 10xing my goals? Let ChatGPT type all of that stuff out, and then guess what you do? You, the artist, go execute on the thing that ChatGPT just told you. Because what the label is going to do is the same thing. They're going to do the same freaking thing every time. And what they're going to do is they put a tax. They put a tax on top of the song. They put a tax on top of whatever they signed you off of. They're going to tax you for it. And if you ask me, unfortunately, you deserve to get taxed because you didn't do your due diligence in finding out why something worked on your page. Why are people coming to you? This is how the okie doke that creative people keep getting had over, man. Dang, I'm an hour and some change and I gotta start wrapping up. If y'all got anything y'all want to talk about in the chat, let me know. I'm looking on Facebook, I'm looking on Twitch, and I'm looking on YouTube. If y'all got any questions, y'all got anything y'all want to talk about, just put it in the chat. I got you. Oh man. What up, Dewan? What up? What up? All my pops in there. What up? What up, pops? Big Hemp. What up? Hey Naya. What up? Sandrique. What up? Melanie. What up? All right. So don't nobody got anything that y'all need to talk about? I'm about to wrap it up. So yeah, just I want y'all to really put forth some effort into what up. Good morning. I want y'all to really put forth some effort and figure out why stuff is working. It's not enough just for it to work and then you build this big thing up to the point where a label wants to offer you something. Or hell, even if it's not a label, I'm to this point. This is where I am, and maybe I'm in a different financial situation than most, but I'm in this space. Even if freaking Coca-Cola or Pepsi comes to offer me a deal or product placement, I'm almost crazy enough to want to compete against them. Because it's like this. You're coming to me offering me this product and you're going to give me a payout of, let's say, $1 million. You're going to give me the payout of $1 million for me to promote your product for a year, right? Who's to say that you can't develop your own product with your own fan base and it's the competition to the people that just offers you the deal? And you just maintain all rights. And that was the same thing that I was talking about with LL. LL went on his rant and he was talking about IG is over. My bad, y'all. My bad. But LL went on his rant talking about all of the brands that he made dope. It's just like, yo, you made these brands. LL talked about making Kango hot. He don't own Kango. See what I'm saying? LL talking about being one of the first rappers to go diamond and gold, and he was making Adidas hot. You don't own no piece of Adidas. He was talking about being the first person to name himself the GOAT and use the GOAT, greatest of all times. He was the first one that did it, the abbreviation, but you didn't patent or trademark the saying. You don't own nothing. And this is the stuff that creative people do over and over. You're going to create because it's in you. It's in your natural ability to create. But I want to challenge you to go a step further. Go a step further. Figure out why you go viral. Figure out why you create. Figure out why people want to support you. Is it your personality? Is it the fact that you're able to connect with people on different ways? Can you communicate what you do differently than the next person? It's up to you to figure out why this stuff works. It's not up to the companies, because if the companies come, I'm telling you, and every creative people that does what I'm saying right, they always get a company to come offer them a bag. A company is going to always come offer you a bag, and it's up to you to know your value. Your value is based off of the analytics. Your value is based off of engagement. Your value is based off of retention. And if you don't know what none of this stuff means, join my lucrative community. Join my lucrative community. I do coaching calls on Sunday nights on Zoom. Right now, we got a nice little group of people. We're also starting to work on music publishing, and we have something called Upgrade the Meaning. So if you join the lucrative community, then you get the benefits of Upgrade the Meaning. Upgrade the Meaning is all sync television, film, commercial placement. That's what Upgrade the Meaning is. Lucrative community. I'm going to get you right as far as getting your business. I'm going to get you right as far as making some money. All right. So hopefully y'all enjoyed today's show. I know I enjoyed bringing it to you. And I will see y'all next week. All right. Peace.